Hey Nick and Sean. Today's vlog, I just wanted to record a off-the-cuff video of Avery's thoughts about all kinds of things. I'll start by mentioning that last night I phoned Nick, you, my friend, and I also phoned Aaron, and had really good talks with both of them about just things that matter and life, and it was really interesting, especially my talk with Aaron. We realized that we're at this point in our lives where we're coming of age. We are becoming adults now, and we're making decisions that will affect the rest of our lives, and we are becoming more and more the people that we want to be. And you're always going to encounter opposition when you make a strong decision. And I think, especially in regards to parents, when you make a strong decision, when you make a strong position that is opposed to what they want for you, you'll always encounter some resistance there. So, you can't please everybody. And that's something I've come to learn, is that anytime you have an opinion, there's always going to be someone who disagrees with you. That's what makes it an opinion. It's just your thoughts, and that's just what you think about it. And I think an important thing to take away from what I'm saying is that it's good to have opinions, and it's good to have thoughts that are unique to yours, as long as you're open to the possibility that you're incorrect. As long as you make yourself available for correction, then I think you'll always be a better person because of it. You can learn a lot from different people and their different perspectives, and I think that when someone has an opinion that's different from you, instead of trying to prove them wrong and trying to show them why you are right, I think it would be better to listen to their points and individually address each of those, or just soak it in, just listen to it. Side note, this is kind of different, but I'm very fascinated by Facebook debates about political issues, about just the things that are happening in our country, and I've just been kind of perusing them over the past few days because it just fascinates me so much, because I don't really understand the arguments, really, of each side. And so reading the debates can be really frustrating, because there's a lot of not listening to each other, a lot of name-calling, a lot of ad hominem. That's the Latin name for the logical fallacy, when you start attacking the person. And that happens rampantly, all the time. And anyways, reading these debates is interesting for me because I soak it in. I'm not participating. So I get the chance to actually try to read and comprehend what they're trying to say. And it's interesting to me. It really is. And recently I've discovered that about myself, I think the reason why my opinions aren't usually so strong and fervent is because there's not usually a good reason to be strong and fervent about these trivial things. At least I think. I think I tend to lean one way or another based on all of the information I've gathered and based on my assessment, but I don't usually feel so convinced that I'm right that I need to go out of my way to show people why I'm right. I think I'd much rather just take in their points and just think about it and mull it over for myself. And I also, this might be part of the reason why I'm naive, but I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. When someone's speaking to me about something, or when I'm reading about something, I just assume that they have good intentions and they mean what they say, and they're not just lying on the spot, which of course happens, and I realize it does. I guess I need to learn to be more careful. I don't want to have myself be taken advantage of. But in regards to like people's opinions, I don't think that happens very often. I think people genuinely fully believe what they say. It's just whether that's true or not is completely up to me, I guess, the beholder, the interpreter. Another thing that's kind of muddling and confusing in this mix of political debates is the use of like science and statistics to prove your point. To me, it doesn't necessarily give more support for what you're saying, your argument, because I feel like you can use science to prove almost anything you want. Science and statistics, because as narrow as your perspective and your viewpoint is, I think, the more like narrow your view is, I think the more specific data you can get from that. And the more specific data you get can like hint at or lead to prove something that you're trying to say. And that like lead to prove, or that step from jump to data to like, yes, this is true, I think usually involves some sort of twisting or some sort of logical like miscalculation maybe. But anyways, you know, Aaron and I yesterday we talked about Operation Flagpole for a bit. Talked about weapons of mass destruction. That's what Operation Flagpole is. So that was interesting. And Nick's girlfriend was in town, and they're both doing well. They'll probably watch this video, so I guess it's very apropos of me to talk about them. But they seem to be doing well. Nick seems to be on his way to success, at least getting out of the hole he's dug himself. So I think that's great, and I'm really happy for him for that. Sean, I'm planning on calling you today, and we'll have much to talk about, I'm sure. Well, I guess those are all my thoughts, and I am glad the change of scenery fixed my ability to not speak. Alright, stay cool, you guys.